hello. Hang on, I'm just pressing some buttons. There we go. Hello, welcome. Hello everyone, it's Fox from modelmaking.guru here. Hello and welcome to Warhammer Sunday. Now it's just me today. If you remember, Colin's taking a little bit of a well-deserved rest this week after going to hospital for a little bit. So he's fine, he's just taking some time out to recover and rest his aching, weary old man bones. So he's planning to be back on Friday for the Friday Frolic. But until then, of course, we carry on. So here I am, Warhammer Sunday. Yes, now if you've been watching Warhammer Sunday the last few weeks, Colin and I have been working together to build some Lehman Russes because we're going to be doing an educating Festa thing. By the way, I hope you can all see and hear me okay. Do let me know. We're doing like an educating Festa thing where I'm going to teach him how to, teach him how I paint, not how to paint, but how I paint. But I'm not going to carry on with that today because he's not here, because we're trying to keep about the same level of building until we get to the painting point. So today I'm just going to back on with my Age of Darkness Horus Heresy box set, and I've built 5 Terminators plus an extra Sergeant, so I've got 4 more Terminators to build, so I'm going to crack on with that today. Now, before we get going, of course, all the usual announcements. First of all, this show and my stream and all my content is brought to you by emodels.co.uk, my channel sponsor and your one-stop shop for all your model making needs. So if you need any model making things, if you have some model making needs, make sure to go to emodels.co.uk. There is a link in the description below my video. Tell them I sent you and they'll include a cup of coffee in your box. They might not, because they can't really ship a cup of coffee, but you can ask them. It's worth a try. Although James does make terrible coffee, so maybe not, But yes, go and check that out. And of course to my patrons and channel members, both of whom make all my content possible. They literally pay my wages along with my sponsors. So they literally pay my wages, they put food on my table and pay my bills. I mean, I can do this for my living. And because of that, it means I can stay at home all day, every day, and look after Mama Fox and do this for my living. So big, massive thank you to them. Without that, none of this will be possible. So big thank you to my patrons and members. If you'd like to support this channel like they do, there's 3 or 4 ways you can do it. You can become a patron at patreon.com/modelmakingguru. You can become a channel member by pressing the join button underneath any one of my channel videos. You can, once this stream is finished and it's a normal video, or under any of my videos, press the thanks button, which is a super thanks. It allows you to make a little donation, a little tip to the channel to keep it going. Or if you're not wanting to do any of that, you can of course just like and subscribe, and make sure if you watch some of my content, let the advert at the start roll. Just let it roll all the way through, because that massively helps me out. Costs you nothing. So there you go. So a big thank you to all my supporters. Now it's I don't know how long we'll go for today, because it's really warm in here. I may have to remove pants. I don't know. It's exceptionally warm. I mean, you can't see anything, so it's good, but it's exceptionally warm. So I don't know how long I'll be able to go for. I thought it would be kind of, I was pootling around today, and I thought, oh, it's not too hot in here. It's not too bad. It's like 2 o'clock now, and it's gone past the warmest point of the day, so it's not going to get too bad. What I didn't realise was it was actually 12 o'clock, not 2 o'clock. So it just kept getting warmer. So we'll see how long I can go for. Hopefully the full schmear, but we'll see how it goes. But we'll have a quick look at chat and see who is in. I did ask you if you can all see and hear me. Hopefully, Paul Lewis says, audio is fine apart from this whingy, whiny... Oh, never mind, that's you. I'm giving you the finger of shame. Also the finger of 10 points, because it was quite a good dig. That was almost Paul Stewart level. Okay, so Wendy Hickson was the first one in, but the chat has actually vanished. Let me just update that. So welcome to you, Wendy. Big, massive hugs to you, Wendy. You'll be seeing a lot of Wendy's rivets, because I've added rivets to these guys. Jeff Candyman from Mongo is in. Welcome to you, Jeff. Big hugs to you. And Box Fox Scoot, same to you, buddy. Ross at Scale Model Ninja is in. Welcome, Ross. Rerum Trading is in. Welcome to you, Rerum. I assume it's Rerum and not Rerum. I don't know. Rerum. My mouth just struggles with R's, so that's a really weird thing for me to pronounce. Marcus Brune is in. Welcome, Marcus. Big hugs to you, my friend. Welcome. Joseph Kelly is in and says, made it high. Welcome to you, Joseph. Thank you for coming along. Andy McLeish says... So I said back in response to that, and then he disappeared, which is weird because I couldn't reply to him. So he came into chat, did a raspberry, and then just went. He's weird. Paul Di Tommaso is in. Big hugs to you, Paul. Welcome. He says, so after his venture to the hobby store yesterday, he discovered that the Games Workshop store is actually a few doors down from his local hobby store. It could have gone horribly wrong, but he says, after my venture to the hobby store yesterday, I came home with just a bottle of varnish and a bottle of paint. So as I say in the chat a bit later, you're a stronger man than I, sir. I've been to the opticians and the hospital this last week, and both of them are quite close to my local Games Workshop store. And on both days, I've come out with stuff. Yeah, so, yeah, it's not good. But in my defence, I'm buying stock for the business, because it's all stuff to buy and paint and sell, so there you go. Business expenses. Look, there was a lot of very tempting items there, he says. The new Bandai Batmobile kit. Sadly, the price of the kit is not worth it. Too small and not a lot of detail. Yeah, no. You want a big, massive one, don't you, really? The thing with Bandai kits right now is you'll be paying for the import costs, because obviously they're going to be more expensive to import in any country. So you'll be paying a bit over the top, because the retailer has to get the money back. So that's why, for example, Gunpla over here are quite expensive, because there's no official Bandai distributors. PJ Lewis is in. He says, afternoon, it's Fox and all in chat. Yes, it's me. Name change for reasons I won't bore you with. Okay. You can bore us if you want. We'll just ignore it. Let's have a look. Darren Edmonds is in. Hello, everyone, he shouts. Hello, Darren. Welcome, welcome. Festa's sick again. He keeps drinking washes. No, he's absolutely fine. He was in hospital last week. He's just taken a week out to recover, get himself back up to strength. It takes a lot of effort to sit at a bench for 3 hours. And you know, when you're sitting there for 3 or 4 hours in a row, so he needs to get himself rested and back to full operation capacity, nominal capacity, before we then start sitting at the bench for hours. Partially, well, I say all that. On one hand, it's because he needs to look after himself. But in reality, it's not because of any of that. It's because if he sat at the bench for 3 hours after just coming out of hospital, Mrs. Workshop will just kick his ass up and down the stairs and round the hallway and out into the garden and back again. So it's terror that's making him. It's terror that's keeping him safe. But it's good. He's taken some resting time, which is good. He'll be back. Don't worry. We miss him, but he'll be back. La 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 la. Wendy Hickson says, hugs and hope you soon feel better and have a good rest if you're watching Festa. He'll probably be asleep, knowing him now, or trying to sleep. Spicy Fox remove pants. No. Too hot again, 32 degrees, says Wendy. I don't know what temperature, about 25, 26, 27 in here or something. Keith says, hi everyone, I came in just as Fox said he might have to remove his pants. Timed it well. Model making guru. Oh, I bloody well heard that, you Royal Burke, says Andy McLeish. Well, I tried to reply to you, but it wouldn't let me populate your name in, so I thought you'd gone. And then you stayed quiet. And we know you can't stay quiet if you're paid. Anyway, so welcome to all of you. There's 20 of you watching, but I'm sure there's not 20 of you in chat. So if you are watching this and you're not in chat, come and join the live chat. If you're on Facebook or Twitter or watching it in Patreon or somewhere else, it's embedded. Just click on the YouTube icon that's probably down under here somewhere underneath the video player, and it'll take you to YouTube where you can carry on watching and you can join the live chat. And don't forget, if you are in the live chat, if you want to catch my attention, because I'll have my lenses on, I won't be able to see any of that. So if you want to catch my attention, put @ModelMakingGuru in your statement and your chat line, and it'll put it in an orange box and I'll see it. Or if you want to, you can do a super chat by pressing the dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window, and you can do a comment or a sticker or whatever you want to do. That will make sure I can't possibly miss it, because it'll be in a big coloured box. It'll put an animation up here in the corner of the screen somewhere, a little musical twinkle, and also you'll be helping support the channel. So there you go. So come and join the chat. Mrs. Workshop kicking his ass still technically falls under looking after himself, says Boxfoot. Yeah, but he's not looking after himself. He's not responsible. He's like me. We're both idiots. We're not quite responsible enough to look after ourselves that much. We can take it so far, but then it just requires someone to come and kick our ass. We're both like 5 years old, so yeah. Anyway, so let's crack on. As I said, I'm working on the Age of Darkness box set. I've built 12? I built 22 Marines, actually. 22 Marines. So I've got 18 left to... I got my master on yesterday. I built 22 Space Marines of the Mark 6 Corvus Armour Marines. I've got 12 left to do. I've built the 2 Praetors, so they're done. And I've built the Contemptor Dreadnought. I've got my first batch of 5... Terminators. I'm doing Space Wolves, so these are going to be Wolf Guard, and they're going to be Void Claws because they've all got the slappy bitch hands. Apart from the Sergeant, who's got a gun, just because I love that pose, and also it makes him stand out a bit. So we've got them done, so I'm going to build the next 4 to go with this Sergeant, and then I've got a few little Greebles that I can put on, so I shall put them over there. Now, I did yesterday after the show, after I did my live stream, I was hoping to do some more, but it got too warm in here and I couldn't. But what I did do, I did get some of my Space Wolves and you probably won't see any of this. I got my Space Wolves Extras set, and I got this Space Wolves axe. Now, normally on this big, like, power axe, there's this bit on the back with a little tail on it. I don't know if you can see a little bit goes on the back there. Yesterday, I got out the big boy saw, the big grown-up model saw, and I cut the tail with a little block of the thing off, block of this axe off the back of that axe. I did 2 of those because these, I want to put some little accoutrement onto my Space Wolves. There's not a lot I can do to make them look like Space Wolves other than paint them in the Space Wolves colour scheme, the Heresy colour scheme, and put a few little bits and bobs on there. So on the Sergeants here, on the Terminator, I've put these little icons on the top of the backpacks. I've done the same on the Praetors, and I got a few little trinkets and bits and bobs, but not many. So what I've done is, on one of these, I'll see if I can zoom in. I probably can't zoom in, but I'll give it a try. It probably won't let me zoom in very far. No, sometimes it doesn't. On this guy here, I've stuck on his side there, you'll see a little tail of some sort, a little bit of fur pelt tail, and a box. And that's this, it's off one of these axes. Because you do, on the sprues, on the extra sprues, you do get a few of the little tails by themselves, but on the axe, you get this little box. And it's easier to stick that box on somebody's leg, or on their pauldron or something anywhere, than it is to just stick the tail on. So it means I get a few extra tails. There's no point in wasting that little tail, sort of a bit of greeble. There's no point wasting it. I can cut it off the back of the axe, because I'm not going to use the axe anyway. This is a 40k axe. I can use the shaft of the axe here for something. I'll probably have a use for that. If I want to put a little, like, a bit of... I can't get all the words out today. If I want to put one of these little sort of... What are they called? These things, these little... The words left me. If I want to put one of them on somebody's back, I might put it on a rod, on a pole, like it's almost like a marker or a flag type thing. But we'll see, we'll see, we'll see. PJ Lewis does "I'm model making Guru 3 times. Just wanted to see how annoying this would look on your tablet." It's not annoying at all, look. There you go. That's what happens if you do @model making Guru, so I know somebody's actually did a comment that I need to look at. Because it's blurred when I put these lenses on. I'll show you how blurred it is, look. You look at that through there. It's like, put that against, that's what it looks like to me. Especially when I got my, let me put my glasses on that lens as well. I'll show you what it looks like through my glasses. If any of you now find this goes perfectly in focus, then you need glasses. That's what it looks like through my lenses, if I can not get my hand in shot. So, yeah, that's what I see, without all the reflections, obviously. So, yeah, if you can put my name in @model making Guru, it means I get a chance. Otherwise, I'll miss your comment, and then you'll be sad. I've got a lot of water. Now, I may have to go for a wee several times during the stream, because I've been drinking a lot of water today. I must have drunk about 2.5 litres of water so far. It's good for me. It's keeping me flushed. So, yes. So, I might have to go for a wee several times. Weeing like a racehorse. Paul Dismaster is back with some leftover pizza, pepperoni, green olives, jalapeno and extra cheese. Oh, nothing better than leftover food from the night before. For my lunch today, we had Chinese last night, so I had a load of cold and soggy, not only vegetable spring rolls, which are massive and all floppy and soggy and dead nice. Also, I had a portion of triangle. Now, unless you go to my particular local Chinese takeaway, you won't know what triangle is. It's probably got a different name and you'll know it, but it's basically literally a triangle of the pastry filled with like curry type stuff and vegetables. It's Chinese and it's just Cantonese, and it's like they just call it triangle. You can have a portion of triangle. I shall zoom out. So you don't go to them and say, "Can I have a portion of curry triangles?" You can I get a bag of triangle? And not even triangles, but triangle. That's how you do it. And my local Chinese shop, Chinese takeaway do it. Box Fox says, "Don't forget to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe." 25 degrees C, says Keith in his garden in East Devon. All right, my barber. And it did reach 29 degrees earlier. That'd be 29 degrees, that'd be in East Devon. That's right, that's all right. No. Bit lovely, that. You should be sat outside watching this on your iPad or something like that. I won't do this again. I've just offended everybody in Cornwall now, and Devon, and all that south, and I really want scones and cream. Lol, not good wasting some tail, says Paul Di Tommaso. Indeed, wise words. PJ Lewis says, "Just realised we could draw some interesting pictures on his screen using your method." Oh, yeah. No. Well, that doesn't really matter. Family friendly, but have at it. I say, if you want to draw silly things in my chat that might appear here briefly, have at it. I challenge you. Isn't that a samosa? If it was Indian food, it would be, but it's Chinese, so it's like it's not actually Indian curry. It's like Chinese curry, which is different, and it's just a few vegetables and things in there. It's kind of similar, but they're really fat as well. They're kind of round but triangle, but they literally just call them triangle. Because I walked in there and I put a picture up on the boom hut once. I was like, "This is what's on the menu in my Chinese," and it literally just said triangle, 3 pieces, and I'm like. It doesn't tell you what it is. I was like, I need to order a portion of triangle. I have no idea what they are, but I need to order them because your menu's brilliant. And she went, okay. She went, well, what they are? And I said, no, don't tell me. I don't want to know. I need to find out with my mouth. Don't tell me what they are, literally, because it'll spoil it. You've got the best menu in the world there. Don't ruin it. Flailing Falugals and Popping Candy. G'day, Chat and Foxicle, says Cy Reynolds. Flailing Falugals and Popping Candy. I don't know what that means. G'day. Evening, afternoon, morning, Cy Reynolds. Welcome to you. Love the Devonshire accent, Fox. We'll have to consider making you an honorary yokel. All right, then. That'll be all right. I'll do that. Right, now we're going to build some of these Terminators, right? And I'm going to stick some things together, right, with some glue and that, and stick them all together and that, and then we'll go and have a bit of a pint in the pub. Yay, cider. I don't like cider. At least I can do. I'm glad I can do at least one accent then. That's kind of good. Mark Shellard's in. Hey all. So it's so hot it's stuck to my knee. I don't want to know what is stuck to your knee, Mark Shellard. Shellard, keep it clean. I don't want to know what's stuck to your knee. But I'm sure you're not that lucky. Moving on. Right. So a Chinese samosa then, says Paul Lewis. No. They just call it triangle. It is triangle. No further discussion should be had. Right. Shut up. Making stuff. So we've got the other sergeant. Who's the my Naruto run sergeant? Where is he? There he is, my Naruto run sergeant. He's kind of going, or rather, I like to think he's like screamed like one of the headless bombers out of Serious Sam, as he runs down the corridor of a Space Hulk. Right. Anyway, let's crack on. So we've got 4 of these to build. I have the sprue here that's for the other guys. Now I've got lots of extra hands and things. I'm sure I'll be able to use these for them later, but I'm giving them all the lightning claws, so I've got all these spare hands that I'm not going to use. I'll have to come up with something for them. Oh, I need all the box of parts, you fool. I've not got myself ready at all now. No, I'm not prepared. Hang on. Let me just get the. I can't tell you how big this box actually is. You can't. It's just. I can't even get it on camera. It's so massive. It's just. It's full. This weighs more than a small child, and it's got all the sprues in it, and it's got a big heavy book and everything. It's probably the book that makes it heavy. So let me just put that there. So I've got it. One sec. Right. Ooh, getting warm. Getting warm. When in town, pants may need to come down. That's me used sprues. Used sprues, free for a pound. So, now I'm not going to follow the instructions here too much because it's kind of dead obvious. Basically, torso and leg. Well, I'll check which leg goes with which torso, but I'm not going to follow the instructions like that's Terminator 1, that's Terminator 2. I'm just going to build them, and then the cans kind of work as pairs as well. So, like, that's one pair, that's one pair, that's one pair, and that's one pair. So I can get through this quite quickly now. The other ones was following the instructions, but with these I want to kind of randomize it a bit. I don't want them looking exactly the same, so I'm going to mix and match the hands with the legs and stuff, with the leg poses. So let's get a whole load of things off the sprues. So I do need to, I'm pretty sure it's 21 and 22. Should be 24 or 27 and 28. 24 and 25. I'll just double check. It's where are we? So it's 1 and 3. Hang on, that's it. That's a Space Marine. So it's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 21, 22, 25, 24, 27, 28. Yeah, there you go. So it's always 1 and the next number. That's how you know which is which. So 7 and 8. No, 18 and 19. Sorry. So, but I'm not going to pay attention to which one's the first one and which one's the second one. So we'll get these done. Now this may take a little bit because cleaning these up can take a few moments. It's not very exciting. So we've got that one. Now I've numbered these as to 1, 2, 3 and 4. But I'm not going to bother with that now. It's so I knew which one was which, so I could duplicate the poses, but I'm not going to bother with that. So 24 and 25, that's this guy. 24 and 25, I'm going to cut these parts off the spoon now. T1000 would definitely try to require you there. I would. That wasn't a very good Arnie voice, I apologise. It's warm, I'm not on the full game at the minute. That was the wrong one. That was 28, that's for that one. 25 is this one, you spoon. See, I wasn't paying attention, you distracted me with your wily chat and ways. That goes with this one, which is 27. I've already got the sniffles because it's warm and I'm wearing my glasses. I know why I get the sniffles now as well. I have done some testing and can confirm the reason I get my sniffles is because I put those lenses on my glasses and it pushes my glasses down and squishes my nostrils a bit, and for some reason that makes my nose run. So that is the way it is. That's the headlines tonight. This is CBS. I'm Dan Rather. What's the frequency, Kenneth? Right, so that's 21 and 22. As always, don't forget, by the way, the question of all these shows, of all my shows, is, of course, bench and belly. What is on your bench, and what, indeed, is in or will be in your belly when you have your dinner times. So what are you making? Doesn't have to be a model kit, it could be anything. And what are you having for your dinner, and what have you had for your dinner? Now, I'm not going to put my little black dust mat down, my little sanding dust mat down, because I need to make sure I'm on camera. When I put that down, I lose this centre spot here, which is, I know that is about the centre of the screen, there. So, I'm going to, the bench might get a bit messy, but you know what, hey, them's the thing, them's the breaks. Let's have a look. The triangles are called Chinese curry beef puffs, says Paul Di Tommaso. Ooh, I like the sound of that. I don't think they've got beef in them though, they're just vegetable, I think. At least these ones are. But Chinese curry beef puffs, I like the sound of that. Excuse me. Shellard, you goon, says McLeish. I can't refer to these two now anything more than Shellard and McLeish. They sound like a really crap firm of solicitors. Or a really bad singing duo. Shellard and McLeish, solicitors to the criminally inept. Jeff Light is in. Welcome, Jeff. Hello to you, mate. Big hugs. Scale Model Muse is in. Hey, Muse. Big hugs to you, Musey. Afternoon, Marcy, says PJ to Marcy, who is also Scale Model Muse. Keith, gotta go. Family have turned up. Feel better soon, Colin. Miss you. Hugs to Fox and everyone in chat. Thank you for popping in, Keith. Say hi to your family and hugs from us. Unless you hate them, in which case just glower at them and make a sort of growling noise. And we'll see you soon. Take care, my friend. Box Fox Scoot says bench, still Gasland's cars, belly, the breakfast of kings and rotund Americans, pork, steak and fries. Oh, that sounds great. If you're going to be American, go. If you're going to be American, then be American and eat all the food and just get fat. There you go. May as well. You're already part way there with being American. So I joke. I'm joking. I'm only joking. No offence intended. I am sweating. I'm sweating like a sweaty thing. It is actually really warm in here. I'm actually getting, tell you what, I'm actually getting little beads of sweat dripping down the sides of my eyes from my forehead. I don't know how long I'll actually last in. Oh, I don't know where that went. I don't know how long I'll actually be able to last in here. It may only be an hour-long stream, I think. But at this rate, either that or I'll just waste away. I can't actually say at this point. It's either or, to be perfectly honest. Anyway, how is everyone? I hope you're all well. I hope you're all doing okay. I don't know where the dot is. There it is. I hope you're all doing okay. I hope you're all fine and dandy on this beautiful warm Sunday here in the UK. We're in the middle of a heat wave, but here up in the northwest we're just having nice weather. We don't get the heat wave part, thankfully. Which means at the night time it's just nice. It's nice. I can Sleep without the duvet on. It's just pleasant. I'm not lying there in a sweat pit sticking to every piece of sheet and bed furniture that's in the house. You know, I don't have to wake up to go for a wee in the middle of the night and like be dragging all the pillows and sheets with me because they're all stuck to me. Ugh, I hate hot, sweaty sleeping times. And then during the day, it's just nice and warm. It's gorgeous outside. I can't convince Mama Fox to go in the garden though. He's just being lazy. Oh, yeah, I hope you're all well. Hope you're all doing fine and dandy. Please do, if you're in chat, please do ask questions, as many questions as you can about anything you want. No politics and no religion, but anything else is fair game. Because Lord knows I've not got a lot to talk about, because I've not been anywhere or done anything that I haven't already talked about. So yeah, ask me questions. Shellard and McLeish, knee breakers to the criminally inept, says McLeish. Go sweat in the corner quietly, he also says. If you pass out on stream, where do we send the ambulance, says Box Fox Scoop. Space. Send it to space. Just tell them to just listen out for the smell of the sound of sweating. Ghost Lyle is in. Welcome, Ghost Lyle. Had the dog out in a pool because he was so warm. Welcome to you, Ghost Lyle. Big hugs to you and scritches behind the ear to the pupper dog. Bench, nothing is too hot. Belly awaiting a roast chicken dinner a bit later when it's cooled down a bit, says Jeff. Yeah, you don't want to... I feel sorry for whoever's actually making that. Again, the continuous plan at the moment in this house is to get the chicken Kiev and Fox's mess done, but every night it fails miserably. And tonight it might just be because it's too damn warm to be standing in the kitchen cooking nonsense. When I can be not in the kitchen, not cooking. Chilling. It would be much better. Much better. And now I mentioned it earlier on. Now I really want to play a bit of Serious Sam. Oh, I've not played Serious Sam for ages. Second encounter. Oh, that's good. That's just good silly nonsense. I'm struggling to tell my centre point, which is there. Not centre parks, that's a different thing. My centre point from all the debris on my bench. It's quite tricky. It's a bit tricky. So today it might be just a lot of me cleaning up mould lines. It's not very exciting, so that's why you need to ask me many questions about many things, many interesting things. Science is good things to ask me questions about, or dinosaurs, or anything you want. Model making as well, if you must, but no religion, no politics, nothing personal, of course, as well. I'm not going to give out personal information. What is your bank account number? My bank account number is no. Well, I'll give him a bank account number. You can put money in it. I'm not going to give you any way to get money out. I'll happily let you put money in. Felt a bit bad this morning because I got Mama Fox up. Or rather, I went in and sort of said, right, it's time to be getting up now. Come on, shift your bum, get out of the bed. Get up, make you a cup of tea and all that. And she's like, oh no, I don't want to get up. And then she sort of gets up to go to the loo and she's like, I'll get up soon. I'm like, okay. But you need to get up soon because you can't spend all day in bed. Because I need to get her up so she's drinking, tea or water and staying hydrated. I can't have her sleeping in bed all day. So I crack on with something else and I leave it. And I give it about half an hour and I'm like, right. And I knock on again. I'm like, come on, you shift your backside, get out of bed. No, I don't want to get up. Don't want to disappoint me. Anyway, about 20 minutes later, the alarm on my watch goes off, and I suddenly realised, to my embarrassment, I'd been trying to get her up an hour early. I'd read the clock and I read the time on my watch and misread it because I didn't have my glasses on. I completely misread the time. I thought it was like 1:30 when it was 12:30. So I felt really bad. And then she got up, so I was like, well, good girl, you got up on time. Nice one. I felt really bad because I tried to get her up an hour before, an hour early. Oh, well, never mind. She doesn't know. She'll never find out. Shh, she'll never know. So she basically got up on time, which was quite nice. I felt really bad. I was like, oh, I tried to get her up an hour early. That's bad, that. Because I was sitting there thinking she's going to be getting up an hour late now, and that's going to, it's not good. I was getting a bit grumpy about it. But then I realised, oh, hang on, no, she's actually an hour early. Oh, There you go. That'll learn me to understand numbers. Numbers are hard. When you look at that's the one downside of having a digital watch. Because I got myself my little data bank watch for it, because I've always wanted one. And it's great and all, but I suddenly realised that when you wake up and you're half asleep and you look at your watch and say, what time is it? And you look at your watch and it says it's like, you've got a normal watch with hands and it says, 10 past 12 or something. Your brain can see, your poor eyesight, when you're half asleep and you need glasses anyway, you haven't got your glasses on, can tell that it's 5 past 12 because of the hands on the front. But when it's just like little black numbers on a tiny screen, I can't even see them. So I was quite happy that I got this watch because it means I can use the watch as an alarm. I don't have to take my phone to bed with me. Because I used to use my iPhone as an alarm. But the downside is I can't see what time it is if I have to look at my watch. It's like, oh. I can turn the light on, but it's a proper classic recreation of the original watches in that only half the screen lights up because it's got a really feeble little bulb. So, yeah, not really helping me. Upsides and downsides. I've really got the sniffles, I do apologise. Let me just blow my nose, one sec. That's better. It won't do anything. I'll still get the sniffles in about 2 minutes. How about we just tell them to follow the whimpers of "It ain't half art, mum," says McLeish. Has anyone bought the new Bandai Batmobile kits? Here they are, 68 Canadian dollars, and I feel they are not worth it. Read up, Foxy, you miss mine, says Muse. Bench D and L Durkar. D and L Durkar. I'll need to be told what that is. Belly is just coffee. Food is undecided. Whoa. You need to decide on the foods. What's D&L Durka? D&L Durka. I don't know what that is. The sound of sweating. How about we just tell... Oh, you've done that one. Still working on my motorbike. Need to get back to models soon. Belly barbecue cooking as I speak, says Darren. Oh, yes. The smell of barbecues is one good thing about hot days. Shallard says he's far too busy telling me and Andy to behave. Yes. Paul Lewis says revised BBB barely ham salad. Can't be bothered making the roast dinner mentioned above. Seems fair enough. Bench Necromunda Cargo 8 Ridge Hauler and trailer beverage ice cold Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Yes. I'm thinking this evening there may have to potentially be an ice cold fizzy beverage, frothy beverage acquired. Perhaps. It would be for the best, I fear. Right, that's the bottoms done. Oh no, hang on. I've got to do his seamy under area. Hang on. His intimate feminine area has now been dealt with. That's one set of, well, almost set of bottoms. Believe or is that behave, Shellard, says McLeish. Muse says both. I must go to the last place that's still unspoiled by capitalism. Clippage! I've just got that reference and I read it wrong. Because that's supposed to be Tim Curry, isn't it? Go to the last place unspoiled by capitalism. Space! Space! I know that reference. Is it Command and Conquer or... I can't remember now. Or is it Civilization? I can't remember now. Civ. CNC. I can't remember. Is it Red Alert or something? I know the meme. I just can't remember what it's from. It's one of them type games. Space! Space 1990 Burke, says McLeish. I'm just going to say McLeish now and Shellard because you kind of riff off each other and it sounds like you're like two school children fighting, so arguing. So I'm just going to call you McLeish. You're like two errant school children. McLeish, Shellard, go and stand outside the headmaster's office. It's like that secondary school where like some kid in the class would be really disruptive. So the teacher would just send them out of the room, say, go and stand in the corridor. And the kid would be like, that's great, I'd have to sit in this boring lesson in that case. You know, the kids that weren't interested and were bored and didn't really deserve to be in a good school and taking up a space, and yeah, and they were like, you weren't really doing any harm to them because they didn't want to be there in the first place. Go and stand outside and think about what you've done. I went all lispy then. Right, that's one bottom done. I shall glue it to the base. I'll glue them to the base as I go along. I've got legs, they're gluing, 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 as I stick them right merrily along. Might as well get these glued on the base so they can sit and set for a little bit while I'm doing the other ones. I started off this box set being really prissy with the thick glue, the regular Tamiya cement. You know, being all gentle and getting a toothpick and applying a small amount. And by this point now, I'm like, just get the big fat brush from the bottle and jam the glue on there. There you go. No point poncing about. McLeish seems to have forgotten he's living in the middle of a heat wave and says, Belly, more chicken curry with egg fried rice and chips. Oh well. Bench, hey look, squirrel. Beverage, cola monster, can't forget the beverage. Never, never, never. That's a Colin thing though. That's what Colin does on his streams. He does bench, belly, bench and beverage. I just do belly and bench. Because he added the beverage to make it his own. I can't steal his shtick. Especially not when he's here to tell me off about it. When he's not here. Yeah, that's Festa's thing, that. So we'll get this guy on here. Settling nicely. There you go. Settle, settle. He can wait there. Well, now for the next one, yeah. I think it's Command and Conquer, says Box Fox. I think it was, wasn't it? A very old one. Let's do number 2 next. Cashier number 2, please. Now, I don't know if this is the actual leg set for number 2, because you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to mix them up. I'm going to mix them up big time. I'm going to put that there and that there. I'm going to put that there. And then I'm going to put that. See what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? Because I want them to be... I don't want them... I know it doesn't really matter, but I want them to randomise. So what I have is 1, 2, 3, and 4. I don't even know why I'm doing this. It's a stupid idea. That goes there. That goes there. That goes there. Because it doesn't really matter. But they'll have a big 1, 2, 3, and 4 written on them. So whoever gets this and buys it may want to use that. Where are we up to? Darren Edmonds has an urge to eat bananas and through poo. How do you eat a banana through poo? Oh, Dungeons and Lasers. Oh, right, I've got you. Yes, Dungeons and Lasers is a really cool dragon. I've heard of this, Dungeons and Lasers. Oh, and throw poo. It should be throw. Yeah, I don't know how you eat a banana through poo. Especially throw poo. Errant, yes. Child, possibly school yuck, says McLeish. Bobbins is in, says good afternoon, chums. Hello, Bobbins. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for coming along. How you doing, my friend? Cy Reynolds, super slow cooked pulled pork shoulder with homemade barbecue sauce in yummy brioche rolls, likely with chips. Oh, brioche. I love brioche. Oh, brioche. Now, I know you mock my cooking skills, Cy Reynolds. And I put them in air quotes, don't worry, in magical bunny ears. Cooking skills. But I have to admit, when you list some of your food sometimes, it does sound really nice. And I don't deny that the food you make, because you can do the cooking, sounds really nice. Doesn't mean that the food I have isn't nice. It's just yours sounds nice also. Moving on. Fox, I see your beloved Starfield has been getting some hate from games critics. Discuss, says Paul Lewis. I haven't seen anything. Why? What's it been getting hate about? They've not been... Nothing's been... They only had a brief gameplay show. They've not really shown anything to get hate from, have they, really? I mean, there's a few concerns about, like, the frame rate, which is a bit shonky, but then again, it's still months away from release, so... I haven't really seen anything in the gaming press that I've noticed. Do elaborate, dear boy. Tell me, tell me. La 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 la. Wasn't me letting stink moths off in class, says Mark Shellard. If you denied it, you supplied it. Belly will be a couple of burgers and a chili flatbread, says Bobbins. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you just got to get basic and go for a burger. See, sometimes, no matter all my health concerns, sometimes I just want to get the local swarthy Turkish grill to send me a filthy burger. Although I have to get two because they're like this big. So I have to get two. Filthy burger and filthy peri-peri chips. Oh, do you know, you guys are the reason that I keep not making chicken Kiev and Fox's mess for dinner. Because every time I do a live stream, I say to Mama Fox, right, tonight we will have chicken Kiev. I say, you know what's for dinner? She'll go, chicken Kiev and Fox's mess. I'll be, yep, we'll do it tonight. And then I come on here and you guys start talking about burritos and chili and Chinese. Oh. By the time I finish this stream, I'm imagining all the flavours in my head. I don't stop the stream because I've got bored or because I'm tired or because I've done enough. I stop the stream because my brain's about to blue screen because it's devoting too much processing time to food thoughts. And I can't really do anything else. It's always your guys. It's you guys' fault. I'm blaming all you lot. Bad influence. If I fail my EKG at the doctor's next week, then it's all your guys' fault. Or EKG, EEG, I don't know, whichever one it is. La 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 la. Oh no, Si is in the house. Hi Si, says Paul Tommaso. La 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 la. Si's been in for a while, just hasn't said much. Would you rather be eaten by a shark or a crocodile? Interesting question, because if you get eaten by a crocodile, you might die straight away if it bites your head off. But you could also be not killed straight away and then dragged down under the water and left down there and spun round, because they drown their prey, don't they? They'd spin them round and to break them up a little bit and kill them, and they drag them down to drown them. Whereas if you're eaten by a big shark, that might just like literally just instantly kill you because it bites you in half. But then again, if you don't instantly get killed by the shark, you're going to get not killed and squished into its gullet and then be in its gullet and its belly. So I'd say I don't know. I think the crocodile one might be. It depends. The crocodile could be potentially faster if you die from drowning. You know, apart from the traumatic injuries and massive blood loss, you might still die from drowning if it's not fatally wounded you. Whereas if you're in the shark and you don't die instantly, you're going to die from suffocation in its belly. And, I don't know. Can I just? I don't know. I don't know on that one. That's a really tricky one. Either way, it's traumatic and horrible. So, can I just go and see some pandas instead? That'd be a lot more fun. I'll go and watch the pandas. La, la, la. Never fear, if he passes out, I have his address, and maybe I'll just order him Triangle. Yes, and not the really nasty 1980s soap opera. I'm always here, Paul. I just don't always type if I'm modelling. He's got some exclusive modelling contracts. You know, Givenchy, Levi's. I can't think of any fashion brands because I don't do fashion rubbish. The joke died. Never mind. Move on. I'm trying to think of some fashion brands, but it's never mind. Both options are crap. Let's just stay out of the water, says Box Fox. Yeah. I can't actually swim, you know, but I have been scuba diving twice. Because you don't need to swim to scuba dive, let's just be honest. In Tenerife. And it was the most amazing experience of my life. It was absolutely incredible. Aside from the fact the guys running the diving school were like these stone Dutch dudes, and I had equipment that was falling apart. And, you know, I said to them, shall I inflate this vest thing I've got? And they were like, oh yeah, you should do that. Just as I was about to dive off the rib into the sea. And I would have just gone right down to the bottom. But my friend is, was a qualified diving instructor, rescue diver. And he said, let's go. I'm going to go diving. You want to come with me? I'm like, oh, I don't want to die. He said, God, you'll be fine. I spent a whole day sitting on the beach stressing about the next day's diving because I was terrified. I don't want to die. I can't swim. I don't want to drown or have my lungs explode or be eaten by a Australian death shark that happens to just be in Tenerife for some reason. And you know what? After it all, I had the most amazing time. The first day was just a test dive, like a quick training dive. You go in, you pootle about at a few metres, and then you come out and that's it. And somehow I managed to go down, do a bit of pootling about to get used to staying buoyant and stuff, and then came out and I found I was with a completely different group of people. I don't know how. I managed to go down with a group of people, pootle about, and just hook up with a completely different diving school. When I came out, I'm like, who are you guys? What? Where am I? Different part of the beach. I'm like, I don't know how I did that. My guys were like 100 metres down the beach. I'm like, I don't know how. Clearly nobody missed me. Nobody was like, where's Fox? I was walking down the beach. And the only downside was, the only bit I didn't like about it was, the van pulls up on the road, which is literally on the beach, and you get changed, which is fine. I don't particularly want to stand in the middle of the street in my underwear, but hey. You get all your equipment on it outside at the van, and then you walk like 20 yards across the beach to the seafront where the rib is ready for you. But the seafront isn't sand, it's like pebble beach, but it's pebbles that are this big, and it's all and you're trying to walk across that. You obviously don't have your fins on, so you just have the socks of the diving suit, the foot bits. It was so incredibly painful because it's basically like massive dirty great rocks and pebbles, and I've got no shoes on. I'm like, this is the worst plan ever. Next one done. But then it was made up for the fact when I actually started the diving. So I only did a couple of dives, and the first one was the training one, little sort of training wheels type dive, and the second one was we're going to go down to 30 feet, 10 metres, and look at the wildlife and stuff. You get a little while down there. And it was incredible. It's probably one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. And the kind of thing I probably would do. I've no interest in taking it up as a hobby because it's stupidly expensive and all that kind of stuff. But the kind of thing, if I ever find myself in a nice place, like a tropical place or somewhere, and there's a place that does like pleasure dives like that, I'd probably do it. Because I am the most risk-averse person you have ever met. I will do nothing that puts me in any even slight element of risk. It's like, if I can avoid driving on the motorway, I'll drive on A roads for an extra 5 hours because I just hate risk. My luck is terrible, and I know if something can go wrong, it will. So for me to have gone do a little bit of scuba diving like that was great. But if you're ever in Tenerife, I don't know if it's either... I blurred a bit. It's either Tenerife or Gran Canaria. I think it was Gran Canaria, it might be. If you go down to the beach, on one of them. In Gran Canaria, we were staying at Playa del Inglaith. Playa del Inglaith, but I don't know where the beach was that we did the diving. I think it was Gran Canaria. We were in Gran Canaria. No, sorry. In Gran Canaria, we stayed at Mas Palomas. And we regularly went down to Playa del Inglaith, but we went to other places as well. But I don't know where this school was. But basically, you walk down the beach, there's the beach, and there's a beachfront. And on the beachfront, there's a giant it's a building, and it's concrete, but it's a giant fish. It might not still be there, but it's basically a giant concrete fish. And that fish is the diving school, because it's got a door on the front. You walk in, it's crazy Dutch guys that are half stoned, and all their equipment's really battered and for rubbish. But they've got some charm to them. So if you're ever in that part of the world and you see that place, give them a try. If they're still there, I don't know. That's going back 20 odd years now. Fox has occurred an error, needs to close. Do you want to send an error report? Shellard, an error has foxed. Occurrence required reporting. Would you rather be tickled by a squirrel or a water vole? I can't, for the life of me, picture a water vole. I'd say a squirrel. I like squirrels. We've got squirrels in the garden. Also, your blood can fill with nitrogen and you die slow and painful death as blood vessels burst and you hemorrhage to death, says Box Fox. Oh, yeah. Luckily, the diving we did only went down to 10 metres. Because they were just pleasure dives. They weren't proper professional, like 30 metre dives or anything like that. I saw manta rays. I saw all kind of. I call not manta. Did I see manta? No, I saw. Am I still zoomed in? Oh no, I saw. What did I see? There were big big rays, but they were something or other, butterfly rays, maybe, I can't remember. They were massive, they're like 100 feet across. We fed them. We saw a friendly conger eel type thing, or whatever it is that normally bites onto you and never lets go. But there were rays everywhere. It was amazing. All swimming around us, and we were feeding them and tickling the bellies and stuff. And they ranged from tiny to massive. And while I was pootling down on them, I went down to the bottom, like pootling around, watching the rays flying around, and I saw this little something in the sand. It was basically a little small, like a little plastic children's bracelet with like little plastic beads on it. They look like little bits of gravel, like you get on a gravel driver, but all like black and white and plastic and shiny. And it was on a piece, so I picked it up and I put it in my pocket, and I kept that because that was my little souvenir. Because I thought, you know, that's somebody bought that and wore it. Some kid somewhere bought that and wore it and then lost it, and they'll never ever know what happened to it, and they'll never ever know that I found it and kept it, and it's gone all the way back to Britain. Unfortunately, I've since lost it, but hey, that was my little souvenir from my voyage beneath the sea. It was amazing. I mean, I'm so risk averse that I was acceptably proud of myself for doing it, and I felt incredibly good afterwards. Partly because it was amazing, but partly because I'd actually had the balls to do it, because that is so unlike me. So, and if you've ever given the chance, even if you can't swim, you don't need to be able to swim. That kind of pleasure dive, you do it with a dive school, there's people with you doing it, you do it in a group, and there's trained professionals, unless they're crazy stone Dutch guys. And you don't need to be able to swim. I can't swim for toffee, but I can control myself in the water, and I can, you know, swim around. So, I mean, I can't swim that I can't, you know, I don't know how to swim. I've never been taught how to swim. And I don't know necessarily how to keep myself afloat, but if the job is to actually not float, then I can do that quite nicely, thank you. No, I tell a lie, I can float. I can float. I can't do length. In a swimming pool, I can't do lengths, but I can do widths on my back. I can float on my back a little bit, but, you know, I'm not a swimmer. But, yeah, if you ever get the chance, take it. I don't mean like in some cold, grim ex-quarry in Aberystwyth somewhere, anything like that, you know, where proper dive training goes on. I mean, if you're away on some beautiful equatorial location with beautiful blue seas, here in the Maldives or somewhere, or some Spanish territory somewhere like with like beautiful sea and clear water stuff, then go and do it. Go and do it. It's worth it, if not for just seeing some of the wildlife. It's amazing. And the funny thing is, I'd always wondered what it sounds like under the sea. And the one thing I can't remember is what it actually sounded like. Because I was so gobsmacked with the fact that I was actually under the water, and I was like playing with massive, enormous rays, and whatever rays they were. They were massive. Some of these things were massive. I can't remember what they were now, though. I was playing with these things and tickling their bellies and feeding them. And they were swarming. And I was so taken with all that I actually completely forgot to actually listen. And at one point I'm sitting there, as I went into the water off the rib, I rolled into the water after the guy told me to inflate the vest, but it would be a good idea. And I was having trouble adjusting my pressure in my ears, but it cleared eventually. But I just thought, right, I'll drop down a bit now. And just as I started to move down, this ray, this sun, whatever it was, this ray of some sort, it must have been about 8 foot from tip to tip at the sides, from left to right tip, just appeared from the sand and went like that up towards me. I'm like, I nearly spat my regulator out, nearly. I was like, because it was literally about 6 foot below me when it came out from because they're all hidden under the sand, just the eyes sticking up, and then they just kind of go bleh, like that, and they come out. And some of them were small, but some of them were enormous, like, you know, 8 foot across. It was a huge, beautiful thing. So I nearly spat my regulator out. There you go. That was a good half hour of talking there. That was quite good. So yeah, if you ever get the chance, even if you're not a swimming type person, just do it. As long as it looks like a reputable school and they go out with you, because they'll go out with you and stuff. It's only little training dives. You're not going to there's no risk of like the bends and things like that. And there's always someone there. If you get into difficulties, they'll just take you back up again. So you're not at risk of any lungs flying out of your nose passages or your butt or anything. None of that. La, 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 la. I've never understood the fascination of swimming around in fish wee and poo baffling. It's a whole different world. It's a whole different world. It's amazing just to see what's down there. I mean, this was just, you know, whatever it was, Gran Canaria, Tenerife, whatever. It's just a little bit of the coast, only like, you know, a little bit out from the beach. It's not that far out, so it's not particularly exciting out there. There's not any coral reefs just at that point or anything, but it's still incredibly pretty. And just to be underneath all that water, and even just the simple act of being 10 foot down and looking up to see the sun coming through and the, you know, the caustics of the light coming through the surface of the sea is incredibly pretty. And the seabed, which is again about 10-12 feet down, was just this beautiful bleached pure clean sand colour. It was amazing. I'll never forget that. It's probably one of the best things I've ever done. Trust me. Even if you're no interest in all that, just do it. If you give them the chance, it will change things. Great, I have an image of you just bobbing there like a seal. Yep. Pretty much. La, 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 la. I mean, I couldn't just, like, you know, jump in the sea. Or dump in the sea. I couldn't just, like, be on a boat and jump in the sea because I haven't got the strength from habit of being able to swim, and I wouldn't necessarily know how not to panic, and I wouldn't. So I could probably float, but yeah, I'm not familiar with it. So, but, you know, I was quite comfortable. I knew I was safe. Well, vaguely safe with these crazy Dutch dudes. Kevin Stevens is in. Welcome, Kevin. He says, I hope everyone's getting on okay with this heat. Hey, Kevin, welcome. I'm struggling a bit. I've had a few drops of sweat disappear down my forehead and into my eyes, which is always fun when you're wearing glasses. And I don't know how long I'll go for, but it's not too bad at the minute. It's going to be a bit warm later. I'll get up after doing a stream, maybe a bit sticky in places, but yeah, I can always go and sit outside for 10 minutes. That's that one cleaned up. With Gilligan, the skipper too, says Box Fox. Yeah, we never got Gilligan's Island over here in the UK, but I am aware of it. Would you swap 2 halibuts for 1 chicken? Yes, because chicken has breasts. Halibut does not. I'm not a big fish fan. I like fish from a fish and chip shop because I can just literally stuff it into my face. I don't like fish where you have to priss about and fart around with bones and no. I don't want anything in my mouth that I'm not able to swallow. Wait. I may regret that statement. There really isn't much sound underwater, says Box Fox. I can't remember. It's the one question I had was, what does it sound like? And I just can't remember. I remember watching one of the EV Nautilus live streams, you know, when they do their mapping journeys and things to the bottom of a lot of the times it's around Hawaii and places like that, but that sort of Pacific coastal area. And I was in the live chat where you can, in the dive chat where you can ask them questions as they're doing the dive. It's really cool because you can ask them, you know, as they're doing stuff. And I asked a question. I said, have you ever thought about putting microphones on Hercules and Argus, which are the two ROVs, or at least on Hercules, because that's the one that goes down to the sea floor. The other one sits slightly above and helps Hercules not bob around with the boat. I said, have you ever put microphones on it, or ever planned to put microphones on it? And they said, well, the thing is, we'd love to, because when you hear like hydrophones at the bottom of the sea and you get all the funny noise, I'd love to just sit and listen to that. But they say we'd like to, but the problem is that the actual mechanisms on Hercules, on the ROV, the bow planes and the rotors and the arm moving, it says that's all so noisy that that's all you'd hear is all the machinery. It says there's not really much we can do. And I was like, yeah, but you could still just like stop for a minute and listen. But no, they don't do that. But I love watching their streams where it's just at the bottom, you know, like 3,000 or 4,000 feet down on the bottom of some volcanic atoll or something, and they're just checking out the life, or they're at an octopus garden and things like that. I love it. Great streams to watch for hours on end. Let's have a look. What's chat doing? Jeff says, I have swam with shark in freshly chummed water while they fed. Some brushed against my skin. They were black-tailed reef shark. They're probably the friendliest of all sharks. Oh, cool. That would be kind of cool. As long as you knew they weren't a threat. Just sit right there and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started here at this port above it, aboard a tiny ship, says Box Fox. That's some experience, Def, says Kevin there. That is amazing. That's something I would like to do, swim with sharks. As long as I knew the sharks weren't going to harm it. Swim the whale shark. Oh, that would be amazing. Or just to see a whale shark up close. That would be the experience of a lifetime. But the weird thing is, that's the strange thing, right? When I did this dive, it was only 10 foot down. The water wasn't more than 10 or 12 feet anyway. It was all nice and bright. And if you look down from near the surface, you just see the seabed below. A little bit dim, but it's there, and all the water's blue, and there's creatures and stuff. What terrifies me is if I was out in the open ocean and you look down and it just goes black. There's nothing more terrifying to me than like you have a camera in the sea pointing down and some shape comes out from the depths, like a whale or something, or a whale shark or whatever it is that's just swimming up to the surface. And you see this thing just appearing, and it's like, oh, that gives me the heebie-jeebies. I don't know why. It's like just, oh. That gives me the creeps, that does. When you look down and see the darkness. It's always amazing when you watch the Hercules dives from the Nautilus. They've got a web channel, by the way, a channel on YouTube. When you watch them and they're on the seabed and they've got all the lights on and they're looking at all the creatures and octopuses and sea pigs and sea pens and corals and all the kinds of things they find down there, the oarfish and the chornocops and all those kind of things. Sea spiders are awesome, and they're down there. And then every now and then they'll do like a reset where they might have to reset something, or they need to just reset, say, a camera or something, and they'll do a quick test by just turning off all the lights. And it's only when they turn off all the lights and it just goes to complete and utter blackness, because of course they're like many thousands of feet down. You kind of forget, because you say you used to see in the seabed and the creatures and it's all this, and when they turn the lights off and it's just black. That's it. Black. Nothing at all. Nothing. Now. Nothing. Zero. You can't imagine. That just makes my brain melt a little bit. A chicken may have breasts, but a fish has fingers. I'll go for the breasts. Chickens have nuggets too. Yeah, well, that's true. That's a plus point. I like a nice nugget. Jeff says it was 40 degrees centigrade, 107 Fahrenheit yesterday, and it started raining. It wasn't much, but it was real rain. 40 degrees. Good God. See, as an Englishman, I understand centigrade. Fahrenheit, I have no idea. They're just stupid numbers to me. Centigrade, I know that's hot. Correction, about 42 degrees. Good God, where are you, Jeff? Remind me. The Bobbin says, when swimming with sharks, remember, for every shark you see, 50 of them saw you. Yes. There is some weird stuff at the bottom of the sea. I would not like to be buried at sea. I find it absolutely fascinating watching things like the Nautilus dives. The thing that's always in my mind, when you're watching one of their dives, because it's live, they literally live stream it from the ship. They take the boat out with the ROVs and they literally live stream it. And they do them all year round. The thing that amazes me is, apart from the beauty and the amazingness of everything they're seeing, they're giving really good commentaries and stuff, and it's really fun to watch. But they'll pootle along the seabed, and you see all these rocks and things. And the thing that always sticks in my mind is the fact that you and the people on Nautilus, which is maybe about 10 people watching on the boat, actually watching what's going on, are the first humans in the entire history of the universe ever to see that particular thing, like whether it's a rock or a bit of whale bone or a particular outcropping or whatever it might be. You are the first living organisms even in the entire history of the universe. Like that rock, that they focus on a rock with a coral on it, and you are the first organism. There's probably about 10 or 15 people on the boat watching the stuff, and there's probably about maybe a few thousand people watching the stream. But in all of the universe, since the universe began, you're the first creatures to even see that rock. That rock has existed for all that time, for millions of years, without being seen by anything. It's been felt and experienced by things and tasted and smelled by creatures. But of course, none of the creatures down there have ever seen it. It's weird. It's just little mind-bending things like that. I was watching one of the dives once when I sat there watching it, and they're doing something with a rock. They're trying to pick up a rock or looking at a rock for some samples and trying to put it in the sample box. And there was a sea spider pootled across the sand, and I was in the live chat, so I said, "Oh, look, sea spider." And then about a minute or two later, one of the community people in the stream who were actually on the boat doing it said, "Oh, we didn't see that. Was there a sea spider?" And I thought to myself, and at the time I was the only person watching the stream. I don't know why, but it was like one viewer, and it was me. So at the time, I realised that I was the only living organism ever who had or will have ever seen that sea spider. No other human ever will see it again. And no other organism has ever seen it before, because it's too dark down there. Nothing sees anything. So I was the only person who will ever see that sea spider. And I was like, that's weird. I like when my brain does things like that. Little factoid things it makes, it realises. I always found that kind of thing fascinating. Now, as you've seen with these Terminators, he says, pulling the handbrake, cleanup is a bit of it's not a faff, because the mould lines, I've got to say, on these kits in this box set are really delicate. They're really easy to get rid of. That's why I'm using my knife blade. Normally I try and avoid using my knife blade because it's too scratchy, but these are so delicate that I can put very little pressure on the blade, from the blade, to get rid of it. The only fuss is there's a lot of rivets on these guys, so you've got to be careful when you're cleaning up mould lines. I'm lucky because I've got Wendy's pile of rivets, and I've got my friend Kenneth's rivets as well, but I'm using Wendy's for these. They're 0.6 ones. So big thanks to Wendy. I've got all these rivets, so I can go along and build these guys, and where I've sanded, say, some rivets away, say on the pauldrons or on the backpack part, I'm not worried because I know I can replace them. But if you don't have rivets, or the ability to get or make rivets, then just sand these really carefully. They're very delicate mould lines. They're easy to get rid of without making a mess, but it's very easy to get rid of all those rivets. So just go slowly. At some point, I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and spend the money and get myself one of them RP Tools rivet making sets, because I can't keep asking people to make me rivets all the time. It's very nice, but it's not very fair. And don't forget, Wendy, Colin and I are still determined to give you something in exchange for your rivets. I know you haven't heard that bit that I've just said, but I'll keep saying it. So yeah, just go carefully. Normally I would use the big fat tool for this because it's less damaging to the surface, and on parts like this I will do, but there's a few bits where it's a bit small and tight to get that in, so I have to use the knife. But I don't like using the knife blade because it scratches, but this is so subtle that I can kind of get away with it without too much fuss. You'll see me use the knife on very small things like, you know, bolters and stuff, sometimes on heads, and that's purely just because it's a size issue. But because the blade's very soft and it kind of bends a little bit, every time you move the blade it can jitter and skitter across the surface, and that's where you risk putting scratches all over your model, which is not ideal, because then you have to sand them away and it's more work. More work. I think that one's pretty much done. Oh, I think that one's done. Yeah. I just realised we've not been taking the mould lines off the feet. Ew. I'll have to go back and clean them up in a minute. I kind of forget about the feet sometimes. And I will look at the chat in a second. Stay tuned. Oh, there's a mould line there. Dirty great big one. But they have been quite good on these. In a lot of places they have kept the mould lines to places where there's actually a panel edge. In some places, very Bandai of them. So in a few places there's not a lot to clean up. But in a few places there is a lot to clean up. Right, so I shall get this guy glued on, then I shall have a proper look at chat. A dot of glue. Splooge. Sticking all the legs in place. There we go. That's a stick. Oh, big nub on his foot, you spoon. I have to make sure I take that off before I glue him down. So I'll let him sit for a minute. Because if I start trying to take that off now, it's just going to make a mess and his leg will come off. So have a quick look at chat. Ooh, sniffles. A swig of water. Whales have feet, says Box Fox. Ooh. Darren says, back in a minute, we've just had serious alcohol spillage. That's always the worst. Mm-hmm. Let's have a look. Do you think crabs look at us humans walking forward and thinking, how on earth do they do that, says Mark Shellard. Yeah. They probably look at us and think, oh, I bet there's some nice meat inside those tubes. Man down, says Andy McLeish about the spilled alcohol. I've seen pictures of things that live in the lowest part of the ocean that make H.R. Geiger's alien look like a teddy bear by comparison. Shudder, says Jeff. Oh, yeah. Like gulpers. I love gulpers. What big mouth. Muse tells Jeff that he can keep that weather. She says that her mom has asthma, so she doesn't need that extra heat and dry heat. I bet someone you can show them something that has never been seen before and will never be seen again, then crack a walnut, show the kernel, eat the kernel. Yeah, true. True. I like it. That's why I like to do things like when I build a model, because my brain likes little games like that. When I make a model, I'll sign it on the inside somewhere that's never going to be seen. Because then I'm the only unless I filmed it, I'm the only living person ever who will see that. Unless they drop it on the floor and smash it in half, and then that's a sad moment. But for the most part, hopefully they wouldn't do that. But that's also why I do things like sometimes on some builds, if there's a little cavity somewhere that's going to be sealed up, I'll put a little note in there or a little something. There's always something in my build somewhere that probably nobody's ever going to see ever again, because the next time that's exposed to the air, it'll be being crushed in a dump somewhere in a refuse tip. A landfill, so yes. Edward Leonard's in. Squishy hugs. Talking of things that live in the sea. Welcome, Edward. Welcome. Big hugs. I've clipped that. If anyone would like a copy for shenanigans. Wait, clipped what? Clipped what? What did I do? I don't know what I just did. What? I don't even know what I was talking about. What? What did I do? Oh, man. Wait, what did I do? I don't know now. What did I do that you just took? I did the squishy thing and I talked about putting things inside things. What? I don't know what I did now that you took a clip of. I don't think I was doing anything that would be embarrassing. Andy McLeish, of course, says yes, me. Just quickly sniffle my nose, 1 second. Sniffling my nose does nothing. Right, what was I doing that you guys took Greg Hageman is in. I hope I pronounced that right, Greg. Welcome, Greg. Welcome, welcome. Hello. What have you got a clip off, Si Reynolds? I wasn't doing anything. Was I? Was it? Oh, you got me stressed now. I don't know. I don't trust you as far as I can spit. And I can spit a long way. Trust me. In fact, no, I can't spit a long way. I can, but I don't know. I don't know how that insult works. Probing cavity, careful now. I don't understand. It must be bad if Andy McLeish wants a copy of it. Say you best share, lol, says Muse. Yeah. I don't know. I rue the day I met Si Reynolds sometimes, you know, gotta be honest. But then again, to be fair, he does the same to Colin as well. So, all's fair in love and war. And he knows he can expect the same back. I'll drop it in the 24/7. I've got worried now, but you know, when I'm doing stuff on camera, I'm talking, I don't pay attention to what I'm actually doing. I hope I wasn't like, you know, picking my nose or scratching my arse or something. I don't know. What was I doing? Did I say something like I like to put things in holes, little cavity? I don't know. I don't know. Right, but I need to clean these feet, don't I? Because I totally didn't clean the feet up. Clean your feet up. Although they are going to be covered in dirt and dust, so not quite depressing. Now, the one thing I'm going to do with these, I am doing them as space walls, but I don't think I'm going to do them with like the typical cliche snowy base, because I always think they look a bit garbage unless you go into a massive effort with proper high quality snow products, none of which I have. I always think snow bases always come out looking a bit rubbish, especially like the GW style where you get like a little bit of the texture paint and some dry brushing and a tuft, and then this kind of like their whatever it is snow paints put on top, which just looks like, it doesn't look like snow at all. It looks like some kind of fluff. It looks like that kind of stuff, you know, when you go out in the summer and you've got a bush that's got those insects that make the little spitballs in bushes. It looks like that. I never think it looks good. Or like, it looks like meringue, actually, there, whatever it is. Thingy snow. Can't remember what it's called now. So, I don't know. I might just do my standard cracked earth and tufts base. Like dried lake bed and tufts, because it's good. It doesn't distract from the figures. The focus is the figures, of course, not the base. And I need to get this built and sold. I'm not trying to enter a competition here. I need that. Do I need that? I need that. I need not that. Is not what I need. I need a brush. Ah, brain. I've forgotten how to brain. Where's my... There it is. Right, so that's the bottoms done. I've done 4 bottoms. Matron. Rarest artwork ever. Get paper and pencil, close eyes, draw art, fold paper so you can't see it, open eyes, go outside, dig a hole and bury it. Oh yeah, good point. No one will ever see that then. I once heard that when you shuffle a pack of cards, because there are so many variations, it's probably the first time ever that any cards anywhere have been in that exact order. Well, it'd be easy to work out the permutation. There's 52 cards, and I can't remember how you work. It'd be like 1 times 2 times 3 times 4. Keep going till you get to 52. That would be the permutation, I guess. It will be a big number. It will be a big number. Huh. Oh, email from Games Workshop. New Kill Teams Imperial Knights. Oh, new Imperial Knights. Oh. Are they perhaps adding some Horus Heresy Imperial Knights in plastic? I shall find out later. Or are they just normal Imperial Knights or Chaos Imperial Knights? I wondered if they're going to start putting more of the Horus Heresy stuff in plastic, like the Knights and the Imperial Guard stuff. I saw a TikTok of the Burj Khalifa today. The reflections off of the glass had actually caused car bumpers and tyres to melt. Insanity. Yes. Now, Si Reynolds, here's a question for you. Here is a question for you. I'm seem to remember that you told me that pretty much Horus Heresy is Space Marines versus Space Marines. But is there not also like Imperial Guard and stuff? Because you've got like the Solar Auxilia and all the other stuff. Is there no gameplay for non-Space Marines in Horus Heresy, or is it just Space Marines? Because there's a load of Astra Militarum stuff, if you do a search for Horus Heresy on Forge World, that just comes up as Imperial Guard stuff. A bunch of reveals today. The only cool thing was the Necromunda Goliath bike for orky reasons, says Cy Reynolds. I haven't seen it yet. I'll have a look in a bit. Right, so we got the bottoms done. I've sorted my bottoms. My bottoms are lined up ready. I can't make this any worse, can I? Let's get the torsos done. Need to make the tops. What time are we on? 6:30. We'll get these bits built, and then I think we'll call it a day because it's exceptionally... Well, it's cooled off a little bit, but it's still exceptionally warm. I need 4 of these. Sorry, I'm off camera. I'm just cutting these bits off the sprues. Sprues! I don't know why I make the little nipping noise. My nippers do that noise for me. Yeah, but building these should hopefully be a bit faster because I know what I'm doing now. These other 5 were my first ever Terminators. First ever! 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we may go from the consistency. I'm going to use my delicate nippers for that bit. Do 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 do. So yeah, belly for me tonight. I've done bench, but bench, you know what I'm doing. But belly, I don't know about belly tonight, so I don't know. It should theoretically be chicken Kiev and Fox's mess. Although I think by now the potatoes may be better days. It might be chicken Kiev and chips, and not Fox's mess. I do not know. We may have to do science to find out. But it depends how warm it is in the kitchen. Do I really want to stand over a hot kitchen device of some sort? There we go. That's my back ends. I seem to have not given someone a... Oh! I forgot my crotchy bits. Oh yeah, I forgot that bit. I have to hope these are all the same then. Because I don't know which is which now. Oh, I've not put the little... What do you call them? Crotchy bits on. So let's just figure out which is which then, because I need to... They're probably all slightly different. So... Right. That might be that one. This will be... I've got to try and do them off look now, haven't I? Oh, fudge. That's going to be... I'm basically looking at the instructions to see which one of these is which, because I need to line up the... That's going to be... Well, it could be that one, actually. That could be that one. This is because I randomised it, you see. I've shot myself in the foot now. That, I think, is that one. That one is that one. There we go. So that one could be that one. Yes, because one is my sergeant. There we go. So I need 20, 23, 26 and 29. So 20, 23, 26 and 29. There we go. I forgot about that bit. 20. It probably doesn't actually matter, but 23. 26. Nipotron. And 29. Right, pull that over there. So let's get these bits put on first. So 20 should fit on there like that. Now these should fit perfectly in an awesome way. And I'll be able to tell if they don't, because they won't fit. Because they've all got different poses, and some of these like hang to the left or to the right, if you pardon the expression. So I'm assuming some of them won't won't fit at all. That fits. That one fits. They all fit the location points, just whether they, one of them might sort of bend to the left and then there'll be a leg in the way if it's on the wrong one. Yeah, that's all fine. Okay, cool. We're good. We're all good here now. The Burj Khalifa has been known to melt things because of the fact it's a giant bloody mirror, says Annie McLeish. Probably was, but because the legions were huge at the time, it was mostly Space Marines, says Box Fox. Fox, do you plan on revisiting or continuing your Star Wars builds? I do have a TIE Fighter and a Y-Wing, Bandai Y-Wing to build. I'll get round to at some point. I do need to finish the big 18th scale X-Wing part work. I've got all the parts, I just need to actually get my finger out and do it. I lost the will to live with it, to be perfectly honest, after I'd put the wings on. So I do need to finish that. I don't have an overwhelming desire to go back and do more Star Wars. Not because I don't like them, but just because there's nothing actually tickling my fancy right now. But I do have I tend to go with what interests me at the time. So, right now, Warhammer stuff really makes me happy, so I just do Warhammer stuff. But I've still got my Gunpla stuff, but it's just there's such a stash going on that as well that at some point I need to get back to all of it. So I'll probably do more Star Wars stuff, but it'll be when I see a model that makes me go, oh, I need to build that, or when I just get the mojo to build it. Because one thing I've learned over the years is if I sit there and go, oh, I really fancy building that, then I'll build it. If I just decide to build it because I think it's going to be popular, or because I think people want me to build it, then that's a really bad idea, because I get bored very, very quickly. Even for something I want to build, I'll get bored really quickly. And as soon as I start getting bored, I start cutting corners and taking shortcuts and doing half a decent job. Like if I'm all enthusiastic for a build and then I get bored, then my 20 different layers of weathering might turn out to be like a quick weathering pass, and that'll be it. So I'm acutely conscious. So I have to quite literally do what my woo part of my brain tells me. If it says, oh, that looks brilliant, you've got to build that, then I'll be like, right, then I'll get that and I'll build it. But then if at any point my brain goes, or I see something else that makes me want to build this something else, then I dump it and move to that as quick as I can, because I have to. I've learned over the years I absolutely have to, if I want to do a good job, especially if it's something I'm filming, because I can't afford to film a half-assed job, or I can't afford to spend all that time filming and then stop because I got bored. It's happened before. There are, as we all know, there are incomplete builds on my channel, and that's because I started it and either got distracted by something else or instantly got bored with it, because I'm very fickle like that. And I'm true to my nature. I can't change what I am. So yes, there probably will be, but as to when, I don't know. When the fancy takes me, I think, is the right answer for that one. But I do have a couple in my stash. I do want to make at some point. I do wish somebody would make a large model of the the Tantive 4, Tantive 5, whatever it is, but not like a resin one, obviously, but like a big 2 or 3 foot long model. That would be great. I would like to do the Venator class Star Destroyer, for the hang on, the Clone Wars era. I do like them, and there is a Revell kit of it, but I do quite fancy doing one of them at some point. But we'll get there. Mark Shellard, should the dentist be asking me to cough while giving me a checkup? Fox should have fish and chips. Don't tempt me, I could easily have fish and chips. 20, 23, 6, 29, house. Candygram says, car permutations 52 equals 8.06 times 10 to the power of 67. A quick search showed that the number of atoms in the Earth to be around 10 to the 78th to 10 to 82nd. So, not as many atoms as there's not as many permutations in the card deck as there are atoms in the universe. But they're on the way. 10 to the power of 67 is basically 10 with 67 zeros. So, I don't even know what number that would be. Cy Reynolds, I've still never got on with that mould line remover. Scalpel all the way. Oh, I do like my scalpel, but I found it indispensable where if I've got a piece, if I've got a joint like that and it's stepped, so you've got like 2 bits of plastic and it's say just slightly stepped like that, and what I want to do is flatten it down, and I don't want to use fillers and stuff. This thing, where is it? I've lost it now. This thing whoosh, just gets rid of it dead easily, and it does leave nice smooth surfaces. I can't really demonstrate, but just, you know, if I had to get rid of a bit of a scratch or something, that would just leave it nice and smooth and flat. Whereas this, unless I'm careful, I put my finger there and hold it straight, it can, if you're putting a lot of pressure on, jump and leave little scratches. It often leaves a rougher surface you need to clean up. This you don't even need to sometimes clean up. It's great. This doesn't even need sanding sometimes afterwards. Build the wire wing, says Jeff. In theory, those Termies will be the worst models for cleanup in the box anyway, as the kit is 5 to 7 years oldish. Is it? Ah, there you go then. These aren't modern, are they? What's the copyright date? Copyright Games Workshop 1927. 2014. Oh, I didn't know they had Horus Heresy in plastic of anything. There you go, I learned a thing. Cataphracti Terminators, I think. Didn't know we had any plastic Heresy era stuff. You always forget you're 15 minutes behind chat when you read it, Fox. You said something about wanting nothing in your mouth that you can't. Okay, I've got you. Alright. Yes, I did say that deliberately. In that case, that's fine. I kind of did that deliberately. So you were correct to do that. Right, let's get these bits cleaned up, and then we'll get these attached, and then we'll probably leave it there. I am sweating, I am sweating, I am sweating, and moist, and sweating. Right, what else can we talk about today? Ask me questions, folks. Ask me many questions. Don't have to be about model making. They can be about anything you want. No politics, of course. No religion. No celebrity drivel nonsense, because I don't care about that. I have no interest in celebrity crap. That's for mouth breathers and morons. And they are welcome to it. If I am made ruler of the world, which it will happen, of course, then what I'll do is I'll ensure that any like celebrity gossip magazines that are produced have a little tracking device in them. And when you buy a little celebrity gossip type or a soap opera magazine, a magazine that deals with soap operas or celebrity gossip, you have to register your name and address, and there's also a tracking device. And then basically I send kill squads out to deal with that problem, because it needs to be dealt with, pretty much. Too harsh? I don't know. You tell me. I hate celebrity rubbish. It's so pointless. Ba-ba-boom, ba-ba-boom. Right, so that's them bits. Nubs removed. I'll just put them nubs over there. Most of these nubs will find their way onto the floor, which I will stand on in bare feet. It's always fun when that happens. Always fun. I do like the fact these are quick to clean up there. It's not a long, complicated clean-up process for these. Thank the maker. Cy Reynolds put a £5 super chat through. You are 15 minutes behind on chat. Take the time to catch up, you fool. I can't, because there's probably not that much I've missed. If you've said something I need to see and I've missed it, then just put it in again in chat. But make sure to do @ModelMakingGuru. That's why you need to do that. So I know. But thank you for the super chat. That's very kind of you. That'll pay for There you go, see? That's what happens with the super chat. That'll pay for something. A tasty beverage, perhaps. A squad of Imperial Guard. Ooh. Although now I can't get any more Imperial Guard because we get the new Imperial Guard soon, so I don't need to buy any more Imperial Guard. Fox, stop talking about your bottoms. What kind of stream is this? Says Andy McLeish. I like talking about my bottoms, especially when they're on display there. I'm comfortable enough in my sexuality that I'm happy to talk about my bottoms on television. Live on the interwebs. Some people make a lot of money on that, you know. I think I'm up to date with chat anyway. Mostly. There you go, see? No big panic. I broke chat, there you go. It's not easy doing telly stuff, you know, and building a model and reading chat. Right, that's that bit. Yeah, these torso parts are actually really nice and quick to clean up. Especially when you're not on camera. Duh, not in shot. Duh. Because it's mostly just the arm, the shoulder joint area, which you can just clean with your knife. You don't have to sand that. It's like fans only, but free, Andy, says Mark Shellard. Yeah. And less flesh. And on mine, it's free, and you get 4 bottoms for the price of 1. See. The only tricky bit on here to clean is that bit on the top, which I'm not fussed about because I've got my rivets, but if you're not able to replace rivets, you're going to have to clean that bit really carefully because there's a nub in the middle, but there's tiny little rivets on either side. Now, I don't care because I can replace those rivets, so I'm just going to sand it away, but if you're not able to do that, just go slowly with that, go carefully. Otherwise, you will actually sand all those rivets away. And if you've not got any way to get rivets, you'll have to make some and it'll be a pain in the bum. You require a chat dolly such as Andy McQueef. Sorry, Andy, but you have been renamed. God, I wouldn't trust Andy as a chat dolly. Can you imagine? Probably the worst decision I ever made. Okay, I'm hearing a little noise in here. And I can't tell if it's just my chair making little sort of cushion noises, or if there's something flying around in here. It's probably something flying around. You never know. You never know. Hey, I'm Abe. There is my little file gone. I need my file now, yeah. File. Where is it? There it is. McQueef. I'm sure that's probably rude in some way. I'm sure Simon's being base and rude in a thoroughly uncultured way there, probably. Could be worse, he says. Do. Hey, tell you what, it could be worse. You could have a name like mine. I've got a Google alert on my name, so that anytime my name comes up on the internet anywhere, it sends me a thing saying, hey, your name's been mentioned. Just so I can see if, you know, for example, I've been mentioned somewhere of any import. But the problem is, every time it does it, it's a link to some porn somewhere. Because there's somebody with they're like, it'll list, it generally tends to be like, your name has come up on the internet, on a listing, and it's actually a list of actors or actresses in some porn film, and one of them invariably has the surname Fox, and one of them invariably has the first name Wolf, and they're put together in a sentence, so it sees Fox Wolf, and then it's, oh, there you are. It's like, no, can you just stop sending me all that now? So as yet, I've never had any actual genuine things where it's like, oh yeah, somebody's mentioned me on a website. No, none of that. It's always porn, and it's always really crap porn as well, I've got to be honest. I don't know. People say to me, hey, play this game, guess your porn name. I'm like, I've already got my porn name, so la 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 la. Glares at Fox and then looks for the unsubscribe button, says Andy McLeish. Hey, don't blame me, I didn't call you that. Cy Reynolds called you that. Unsubscribe to his channel. Oh wait, he hasn't got his finger out and done anything yet. Ha! We do badger Cy Reynolds, who's the most talented painter we know, to start doing something for people, to, you know, give back to the community, to make films of how to paint like a hardcore professional that he is. And he just makes excuses all the time, excuses. I don't know. Just never. He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care to share his passion with you. You could have live streams from him and videos and everything. No. Uncultured way? What, like throw bottles of paint at your head, says McLeish. No, I said Cy was being uncultured, not you, you spoon. We know you're uncultured. We like you for your unculturedness. It's your little quirk. But having you as a chat dolly will be like putting the 5-year-old in charge of the sweet cupboard. It's just not going to work, is it? Do. Right. I can imagine the scientist trying to give Andy McLeish the marshmallow test to be like, right, I'm going to put this marshmallow here, then I'm going to go out of the... You've eaten it. Oh, okay. Look up the marshmallow test. It's quite amusing. Right, so I've done the tops. I'm not sure if I should Google you now. I don't know what's going to pop up, Snigger. Oh, you're going to do it. You know you are. There's nobody on this planet that won't accidentally keep reading when a porn link pops up. Anybody who says that else is a liar. I don't have time and you know it. I have a 9 to 5 and a missus responsibilities. If I get an hour at the bench on an evening, I'm lucky. Farting around, filming, etc. I get even less done. See, it's just excuses. Just excuses. All the time. All the time. He cares naught for the community. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, never mind the fact that, you know, he's such a good painter that if he put his mind to it, he could make a very popular channel that could make him a significant amount of money. Just saying, you know, there's money in them, the YouTube hills. Just saying, you know. Wouldn't it be cooler to do that for a living and not have to work in a whatever it is? You'd love it. There we go. That's that top bit done. I'm not. Oh yeah. You should Google me and see what comes up. You'll appreciate it. It'll be, if nothing else, an education. Trust me. Nothing bad will come up anyway. Well, I say nothing bad will come up. That does depend on your point of view, I guess. Depends how open-minded you are. It's true, I care about enjoying my hobby more than money and the community. He's just making excuses now. He's just flailing. People in chat. How many people in chat would pay good money, or yeah, I mean metaphorically, how many people in chat would give a kidney to watch content from Cy Reynolds painting stuff, even if it's just like live streams at the bench and not necessarily curated, carefully filmed stuff. Even if it's just like me doing this or painting at the bench, just regular like live streams. How many of you would watch that and do that? I bet more than you think. I'm just emotionally blackmailing him into it now, aren't I? Reynolds, your name is now the byword for doing stuff later. Hey, that was my job. God damn it. Really? You think of me that much? Sulks and goes to the corner and boohoo and wibbles. There you go. All right, a 6-year-old then. All right, fine. I'll upgrade you. Culture as in high art or culture as in Petri dish? Yes. Oh, also, besides, maybe I don't want to make content. I'm a selfish arsehole. My hobby is mine. Well, it's a sad day for the community if such a talent is left unrevealed. I don't know. I don't know. Besides, at some point I want Model Making Guru to have lots of people involved in it, and, you know, I need lots of good artists. Just saying. When it becomes like a multi-million-pound business, you know. Yes, I noticed that correction there. It's good because I don't want to read the other word out. Petri dish, Jeff, says McLeish. Yes. Right, so I've done the torsos. They're all done. I think what I'll do, because it's coming up to 6:45. I know I've only gone for an hour and 3/4, but it is really, really warm in here. The next step will be to start getting the hands off the sprues and clean them all up, and that's going to take a while. So I think I'll leave it there for today because it's a bit too warm and I'm actually really hungry now. So I shall bring these chaps out again. I'll see if I can crack on with some more later on off air. Again, if it's not too hot, it might just be far too hot later on. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Don't forget, of course, there is no e-models Monday tomorrow because we're having a week on, week off schedule. There's no e-models Monday tomorrow. I might do something. I might not. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And I'm sure I'll do more of this during the week, probably do some more streams. If I don't see you during the week on another stream, I will see you, of course, on Friday, because Festa is hoping to make his return on the Friday Frolic. He might pop up on Wednesday, you never know. We'll see how he's feeling, but he's taking a break from things just to recover and rest up. So it might be Friday when you see me again on the Friday Frolic. And it's Colin's birthday on Friday. Just saying that. For no reason, I'm just saying it's Festa's birthday on Friday. Just so you know. It's his birthday on Friday. Just so you know. But I might see you during the week. I will try and get as much of this done as I can during the week there. I need to get this built so I can start the painting. And I am tempted by the idea of filming the painting, but not properly like a proper complicated production where I do lots and lots of takes, but just like literally film 30 seconds of each step and just like sort it all out later, because I'm going to have so much to paint to get this painted up on eBay. I can't really be hanging around doing a full-on proper production on it. But I might do a quick, like, how I'm painting Space Wolves, and I'll just do little bits of each, like I'll show some parts on the Space Marine and some parts on the tank and stuff like that. I don't know yet. We'll see. Depends how long it takes to get all this crap built. Yes. But yes, I will, if I don't see you before then, I'll see you on Friday. And so if I'm still building this, then Friday and Saturday will be build streams again and not Fallout or Cyberpunk. I am thinking, like I said yesterday, I am thinking of just pausing the Fallout streams for the while and replacing it with something else, like a different game. Just because I don't know yet. Fallout doesn't seem as popular as Skyrim. I need to get back to doing Skyrim. Fallout doesn't seem as popular as Skyrim. And I am enjoying playing through Cyberpunk, so I might switch Skyrim to Friday. Well, it's not alliterative, I know. Or I might find something else to put in on a Friday. I don't know yet. We'll see. But yes, anyway, so I shall leave it there. So thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Don't forget, of course, if you're not already supporting this channel, please do consider the multiple ways you can. You can become a patron at patreon.com/modelmakingguru, or you can become a channel member by pressing the join button underneath any one of my videos. And that way you can support the channel directly. You can literally put food on my table. It keeps me at home doing this all day, every day, and it means I can look after Mama Fox because I'm not having to go out to get to work. So you're helping me in a lot of ways, not just by putting money in my bank. So big thank you to you. You can, of course, if you wish to, if you don't want to become a regular contributor, you can wait till this stream becomes a video, or just go to any one of my videos on the channel and press the thanks button underneath the video. That's a way of just doing a little tip for the channel. Helps me out massively. A little contribution. Or of course you can just make sure you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to follow the channel. And if you do watch the content and you want to help support me, but your money's tight, I know that, what you can do is just watch the advert before the video. Turn off your ad blocker, let the advert run. That helps me out massively as well, because that's my income from YouTube. So that's another way of helping me out that doesn't cost you anything. But until then, I shall say, Forza Friday, says Box4. Oh, good God, no. Racing games. Ugh. Sports games. Ugh. I don't do sports. No interest in sports and racing games. Oh, no, not Forza Fridays. Quick last look of chat. I would love to learn from Cy Reynolds, says Andy McLeish. Arsenal no different, says Andy McLeish. Take care, be safe and look after yourselves. Hope you all manage to sleep in this heat. Hug, says Wendy. Thank you. I shall also be in the Frolic Festival. Have gifts to open and mockery will ensue, says Cy Reynolds. And Andy McLeish says mockery. Paul Lewis says be seeing you. Send Festa our thoughts for a speedy recovery, says Charlotte. He's recovering. He's just getting over. He needs to rest up after a few days. So that's all it is. He's fine. He just needs to rest for a while, get his energy back. Mark Charlotte says thank you, Fox. Stay safe, folks. Food Fridays. Oh, I can eat food, but I won't get 3 hours out of it. Anyway, that's going to do me. So thank you very much, everyone. I'll just press a button. Take care of yourselves. Don't forget, of course, be good, be safe. If you can't be good, charge. Make sure you're safe. And until then, I shall say, take care of yourselves. Go make something awesome, like all this nonsense. Go be awesome. And until next time, adios, amoebas. Press the titles button. Press the titles button. Ah!